So what do you think happens when someone who is part of this uber woke culture gets canceled themselves? What do you think their immediate reaction would be?
I think I might know what you're talking about.
Do you think they would cry?
Yeah. How dare you? I'm fighting for you.
I really wanted this job.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about this. I was thinking about Alyssa Milano.
Oh yeah.
What was it? What happened with Alyssa?
Oh, you don't even know?
No.
Oh,
Okay,
snap.
so
because the blackface
she
thing.
did Snooki
Yeah.
from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Who she just, you know, it was like a really, really dark tan.
Yes.
It wasn't necessarily blackface.
It was like a Trump tan.
Yeah.
Darker.
Really, yeah, and they were like,
Yeah.
wow, how dare you? Like, look, let's cancel her. And she's just like, she went off on him. Like, look, a-holes, like, it was Snooki. Ha ha. It was supposed to be funny. It's like, oh, you're going for comedy.
Yeah.
Now she's getting
Snooki's a
canceled.
minority.
That's what you're
When
doing,
when
huh?
did she do that?
I don't know. It's
It's
been
old video.
It's been going around.
Is
Yeah,
she
it just came up
crying?
recently?
She,
No, she's just
no,
mad.
she was snapping at him. She was
No, like was Alyssa
all
Milano
mad.
crying?
I mean, I don't know. It was there's
'Cause
some there's funny stuff.
I was referencing somebody specific.
I know.
yeah.
Oh, you're this we're talking about here?
I'm talking about this one
Yeah,
right
let's
here.
talk about this.
Oh, this lady.
Yeah, she's crying.
Oh my Lanta.
I don't even know if she's really crying.
Yo,
I think she's a sociopath.
I don't believe it's real either.
Yeah.
Because if you watch her crying video, she goes from crying into but I won't stop fighting
She's
for
so brave.
justice. And I was like, whoa,
Okay.
what? Like
Psycho.
that's you're a joke.
So this is a story about. Let's break it down. You maybe you've heard about this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Harvard grad said she lost her Deloitte job after a TikTok joke threatening to stab anyone who says all lives matter. It was a dumb joke. I saw the original video. It was a dumb joke.
It was a dumb joke.
She was trying to make a point that if she stabbed you and then you complained about it, she would say her paper cut was just as important.
Right.
But all that mattered is the clip was going viral of her saying, I'm gonna stab you. And then she's like headbutting the camera or whatever, which is like some kind of meme or something.
Yeah.
And then she got fired.
And then all the comments were, all lives matter, all lives matter, all
Yeah.
lives matter. And then she was like, for legal reasons, I have to say this was a joke. I was like, oh, it's too late.
Yeah, man.
It's
that
too
ship
late.
sailed.
Sorry, girl.
So here's I guess the Sun likes posting photos of her crying.
Right.
I don't believe she's actually crying though. Because she's milking it for all it's worth.
I lost my job. They're supposed to be on my side. But I won't stop fighting for justice.
That's right.
I was like,
I'm brave.
oh, you turned that around real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call BS.
She's just making more videos, and the more, now she's going to make another video about this, about everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of a controversy going around because at the same time, I say kind of a controversy, but I'm seeing some people talk about this. Stefan Molyneux got banned from YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know the exact reason because I don't follow him. I don't really know what his whole thing is, but he's accused of being far right and holding like supremacist views or something. Apparently, he says it's not true, and the left always, here's the problem. I'll tell you this right now. First and foremost, I'm not super familiar with Stefan Molyneux's work.
Okay.
Neither
am I. I don't know.
I briefly met him in passing one time while I was in LA, and it was like a 10-second thing. I was like, oh, yes, you're Stefan Molyneux. Nice to meet you. That was it.
Okay.
Not seen any of his videos. The left accuses him of a whole bunch of the worst of the worst. The only problem is they accuse everybody of it.
That's a good point.
So the only assumption I can make is he probably wasn't what they're
They've
accusing
been
him
crying
of.
wolf, man.
But it's also that there's other people on Twitter who are saying the accusations against him are completely false, but it got his channel terminated. Someone else who defended him got their channel terminated too.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're like, you better be careful about what you say about this guy. Don't say anything positive, I guess. But the issue right now is there's a lot of people actually defending this woman who's crying because cancel culture is stupid. Because
That's
it's
true.
very, very stupid.
It is, yeah.
She should not have lost her job because she said a stupid joke. That was obviously her trying to be edgy.
Agreed.
But she also, look, man, if you walk into your field and you throw about apple seeds, you can't complain when apple trees grow.
I have
Nice.
I have a point because I mildly disagree with Tim here. I think that she has shown herself to be impulsive, wildly emotionally manipulative, extremely cunning and dishonest. And I think that any company would be well within their rights to say, you are a risk that we are not ready to take. And I don't think that's fair because I think it was just a joke, but I think they had every right. Oh, you know who else got fired? I just found out. The husband of that lady who pulled a gun on that couple.
Got fired?
He got fired from his job at Oakland University in Rochester, Michigan.
Wow.
Yep.
Good.
They
Good.
tweeted it. Why is this good?
Because look, man, if people can't stand up for themselves, if you're not going if people are gonna, you need to defend yourself. You need to do the right thing.
Yeah, I saw someone just super chatted. They're like, good on Adam. He's actually giving me more of a, like, I'm inspired to speak my mind.
Yeah.
I am calling my friends out. I'm calling people. I mean, I don't care. I'm calling anyone out. If I see it, I am calling you out on it. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to have a conversation. You probably won't like it. And I don't care if you don't like it or not, but I'm going to have that conversation with you. People need to start standing up because we keep talking about it. The people on the left, they're super loud. They don't have jobs to go through. They're just screeching the loudest right now. We have to screech as loud as they are. It's like, you know what? I will be a loud buzz in your ear. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna announce the things that I believe in
will.
and back myself up.
There's a couple things here with this weird, with this woman and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's that because regular people aren't speaking up, the perception among many people is that the hip, cool culture, the acceptable culture, is this.
Yep, exactly.
Because all the big brands are doing it, all the celebrities are doing it, and so there's actually I have a funny story because I was arguing with someone who I would say is a long time friend of mine,
mm-hmm.
and they're saying a bunch of things about me being biased and how their memes are better than me and stuff like that, and how like they think how it's so sad because their perspective is they're on the side of the mainstream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, you've become this like weirdo fringe conspiracy guy, dude. And I was like, look, what happened to you? And I was like, do you read the news? Do you actually know what's going on?
Nope, they
what
don't.
makes you think that I'm on the outside and you're on the inside?
Right.
And so then I explained to him, I was like, you realize I've been on one of the biggest podcasts in the world multiple times now, 3 times in the past year, that I've been hanging out with famous pro skateboarders and musicians. And then guess what his attitude became? Oh, really? Oh, I mean, whoa, that's really cool, man. All of a sudden,
who has really moved?
A lot of people believe that the mainstream is this weird brand. Brand is very concerned about social issue, and we know that group of people need to be protected.
Yeah,
that's what they think is real life.
For all of Pride, they had the flags.
Stupid little flags.
The next day, boop,
But
gone, all gone.
Yep.
Like,
you've got
sure,
some of the most famous pro skateboarders in the world, rock stars, and these are people who hit me up.
Yep.
And they're like, yo, dude, I love the show. And I'm like, I really do appreciate it, man. I wish these people would speak up more.
Right.
And you don't got to be mean. You just got to be calm and rational and say, look, man, I'm not down with this weird stuff. I think it's racist.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I've been doing it. It's like, look, I'm not trying to rag on you. I'm not trying to berate you for your beliefs. I'm giving you my opinion and backing it up with actual things that are happening because you're giving me your opinion backed up by other opinions.
Well, for me, it's more of an issue of who they perceive to be cool and socially acceptable.
It's a good point.
And so when they think when they live off of memes and they think what we do, for instance, must not be popular.
Right.
And then I say things to them about like metrics versus guests and like prominence, and all of a sudden their tune changes, realizing, wait a minute, am I on the wrong side? Uh-oh.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies? And I'll say to them, look, bro, like there are people I grew up skateboarding with who had aspirations of being the biggest pro skateboarders in the world. And then they're posting this ridiculous, zealous fanaticism.
Yep.
They're mean, nasty people. They're shrieking. They're engaging in cancel culture.
Yep.
And then I say, do you think, pro skateboarder, X and Y would want to hang out with you when you do this stuff? Because I'll tell you something. I know for a fact they wouldn't. You know why? Because I talk to them.
Yeah.
And they're like,
well, really?
You do? Yeah, I do. And I'm hanging out at a party with like some high profile musicians and rock stars. And I'm not saying that to brag, man. I'm letting you know that there are regular people in this country who are scared of the weird, shocking nonsense that's going on.
Yep.
And there's a reason why people want to listen to a show like mine, want to listen to YouTube videos like mine, or would want to listen to, say, Joe Rogan, for instance.
Yep.
Now, he's famous, right? And all of a sudden their tune starts changing. And they start to think to themselves, oh, maybe I'm the weirdo.
Yep.
Maybe this stuff is weird and unfun and nobody wants to be involved in it. Now, of course, there are you see these celebrities. But take a look at what happens with these celebrities. Like, what was the I take responsibility.
That's embarrassing, that video.
Everyone made fun of them, even the left. So,
well, first it was the Imagine song video that went around.
Oh man, hurt so much.
And then I Take Responsibility was kind of like that 2.0, and it was equally cringy and bad.
Right. And so you have all these celebrities constantly trying to inject themselves in this way.
Or the Prince.
And it's not fun. It's not funny.
Or is he even a prince anymore? Didn't he?
Prince Harry.
Oh my gosh.
Someone said something that I cracked up laughing. Someone said it looked like a hostage video.
It did.
Like he was speaking.
Everyone was saying that.
Like someone said had a gun, behind the camera.
Wife.
Yeah.
Like read this.
So cancel the Queen.
Right. It's like if you really believe this, so you're like the epitome of this.
So this video is basically Prince Harry talking about how institutional racism is bad. There is nothing more institutionally racist than hereditary monarchy. So how about we have the Queen step down and you can appoint a Black, Asian, or minority ethnic, or what was it, Middle East? Is it Middle Eastern or minority ethnic?
Minority ethnic. Yeah.
You can appoint that as your queen. I would nominate Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
Nice. She's already the queen, right?
She is the queen.
Everybody loves her.
Yep.
How about we ask the good people of the United Kingdom if they would like to see the Queen step down, because Prince Harry certainly thinks that institutional racism is a problem. I know what the answer is going to be. F you.
Yeah, right.
God save the Queen.
Yeah.
But I was talking to some British friends of mine, and I made that point, and it's like, they love the Queen.
Yeah, they do.
Could you imagine them being like, well, the Queen is white, and the monarchy is literally it's beyond institutional racism, because we're talking about like a single bloodline.
Are you kidding?
A single bloodline. So like, you don't even there's just never gonna happen. Well, I guess technically Harry married Meghan Markle, I guess, and she's mixed race.
Yeah.
Right. But didn't they renounce their royalty or something?
Yeah, something
and move to California to be celebrities?
Yep.
Can you appoint a queen? Like,
and when wanted the U.S. government to give them security. It's like,
the nerve. What? My goodness.
You gave up your royalty.
Let's have affirmative action in the royal family. Why not? I mean, does she really do anything at this point?
I don't know.
She is the head of state.
You know, Sweden has a king.
Yeah.
King, queen.
Yeah. What do they do?
They're figureheads, right?
Yeah, they're not. It's not like the government. It's kind of like, I think they are.
They just get to be rich forever.
Yeah, I guess.
Like the face of they're diplomatic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They get to be rich forever.
Yeah.
That's basically like, I know that they have royal duties, and apparently, what was that?
You got the spritz.
Why
they're starting to fight, and I just want to.
You got to give the cats. You got to spritz the cats when they're causing trouble.
We got cat spritz.
Let's go.
Keep the peace.
So there are two cats, and Adam is spritzing them because that's what you do.
I can't get
Well,
them.
Betsy was biting him, and it's like,
were they playing, and did you just break up their play fight?
Their little play fight.
They weren't making noise.
I don't know. They were. Well, I saw it. You didn't see it, all right? I saw it. I have the proof here.
Are you oppressing the cats?
Oh my gosh! Yes, absolutely.
What you just did.
All pets are slaves. All right.
I want you to imagine everyone listening. Adam with a large fire hose, just spraying these poor cats.
I asked what kind of gun I should use. A lot of people did a squirt gun.
A squirt gun?
Yeah.
For what?
And I chose it.
He
spritzer?
He got it.
Whoa.
Sorry.
You can't just spritz
We're
water
blindly. I know. I have no trigger discipline.
That's true.
You gotta keep.
We're learning.
You gotta keep when you have the spritz bottle.
Whoa! Did you just muzzle me?
Whoa!
Did you just muzzle me with that?
You gotta keep it pointed down,
over there?
and you gotta keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to spritz
the cat. That's true.
And so the first rule of the spritz bottle is always treat a spritz bottle as if it has water.
Yeah.
The second rule is always keep it pointed down.
Yep.
Keep your finger off the trigger, and don't point it at anything you don't want to spritz.
Like a camera.
Oh man.
Like a camera. What were we just talking about?
I don't know.
I thought we were talking about something important.
Totally lost.
Now we're talking about
The
spritzing
Queen.
cats.
The Queen. Canceling the Queen.
Celebrities.
Sweden's Queen.
Speaking up for stuff that they. Why are we putting them on a pedestal?
Yeah.
Basically,
I don't know.
I've
Is that good?
a wild and crazy life. I'll tell you. I have lived a wild.
Hey, you know what? Me too.
Yeah.
We've had some interesting stuff.
We went to Denmark more than once, didn't we?
Yeah, twice.
Christiania. I know I went to Copenhagen too many times.
We could release that video now. I'm not in contract.
It's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know where that footage is.
Yeah,
hard drive buried in the basement.
Because you can. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it.
So
Sounds interesting.
Christiania is the autonomous zone of Denmark.
Oh,
basically.
they actually have a real autonomous zone.
And that's what they were basically trying to emulate.
Yeah, but it's been around since the 70s.
They actually
legitimately do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more of a fun.
Well,
you know.
really what happened was these buildings were crumbling. It was an old military installation, a barracks. And the city didn't want to do anything. So a bunch of hippies moved in and started fixing everything.
Oh, cool.
And fixed it up and turned the whole complex essentially into their new spot. And they're like, this is our zone. And they've made it their own. And
Yeah.
For them.
so, yep.
Yeah,
Interesting.
well, yeah.
Gardens.
And we went.
Yep.
But,
An awesome skate park.
Here's why I was bringing this up.
Cool.
Not to like start talking about Christianity or anything, but
I'm totally down though.
you know, when I mention like I've done a bunch of crazy things in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I know all of these people I grew up with, and they really do think. I know how they think. I grew up with them. They think that they're part of the cool kids club when they embrace this new religion.
Yep.
So they start saying a bunch of dumb things on Facebook. I always approach them politely, and I'll say something like, "Oh, actually, you know, like here's the data on this." And they start going, you know, guffawing and like, "But I'm part of the cool kids club. Like, what are you even doing? Like, what happened to you, man?"
Are you
And then-
even an influencer? How many followers do you have?
It's not
That's a
even
good
like that.
question.
It's that they're convinced that. So this is really important too for people who consider themselves to be like moderate in the intellectual dark web type space or conservative or whatever. Regular people have been trained to view you as a fringe outlier, not a part of regular America. And that works. So in their mind, if they want to be cool, Trump is bad.
Right.
Well, if you were a free-thinking individual, you could come to your own opinion like, yeah, but not that bad, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like, here's some things I like about him. Here's some things I don't like about him. Come on, let's be real. You know, even when I talk to the average Trump supporter, they have complaints.
Yeah.
They have criticisms.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of support for him.
Yeah, and you know what? Whoever you vote for, I don't care. I'm not gonna like put you in a bracket in my brain that's gonna be like, well, this person's just an idiot that will vote for whoever. And it's like, I don't care who you vote
Well-
for. I mean, I have my opinions on what's going on. I have my own political views myself. You know, it's like, but don't put me in a bracket of I'm an evil person. You know, because of it. It's like that's ridiculous.
But would you vote for Stalin?
No,
Would you be friends with someone who voted for Stalin?
probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I probably wouldn't be friends with those people.
Exactly.
So
So
okay.
from the perspective of, you know, if you wanted to vote for Biden,
Mm-hmm.
you want to vote for Trump, that's fine because they're actually similar. They're within the Overton window.
Right.
So the issue is actually that if Stalin was on the ticket, I would not want to be friends with anybody who would vote for him, right?
Agreed.
I'd be like, you're insane. This guy literally kills people.
Yeah.
That's how the far left thinks right now.
Yeah.
They think Trump is Hitler
That's crazy.
because they've gone insane. And so now I'm like, I don't care if you vote for Bernie or Biden or Trump. I'm not a crazy person. And I recognize,
Yep.
you know, while Bernie's got a bunch of far left ideas, he's like the furthest left of what's acceptable in this country. And it's barely acceptable in a lot of ways, but still acceptable to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like if someone said, I want universal health care, you'd be like, I don't think that would work, but you're not going to screech.
Yeah.
If someone came out like, you know, like Stalin came out and he's like, I want to take all the land from the farmers, we'd be like, whoa, you're going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
That's nuts. So the problem right now is the fanatic far left lives in a paranoid delusional state where
Yep.
they literally think they're fighting in La Resistance
Yep.
against the Nazi, you know, regime or whatever, and it's psychotic.
It is.
Regular people, however, are just convinced because the celebrities are cool and Trump is dumb. That's what you got to say to be cool. So then when I come back with a counter narrative like I'm successful, I got my own skate park, dude. We're recording music.
have
Where have
fun.
you been? Where have you been? You're the one who missed the train. Make them realize that the reality is there's an illusion. It's like a curtain over everything, in my opinion. When I get hit up, and I mean this, and I'm not trying to say this just to brag. Like when I literally get hit up by like a rock star, very, very famous celebrity musician, being like, I'm so glad you're saying what you're saying. And then I get angry and I'm like, why won't you say something? I'll lose everything. I'll lose my career. I'm like, whatever, man. When I hear that, I'm like, I know what real life is. I know what regular people are interested in. And it's not this weird fanaticism.
Yeah.
It's just that as long as no one is speaking their mind and saying calmly and politely, I'm actually not okay with that.
Right.
I'm not. We don't do that here, right?
Yep.
As long as no one's doing that, then the wokeness is perceivably the mainstream, and that's what they're counting on, and that's what they threaten you with violence. That's what cancel culture is for, to make you scared you'll lose your job.
Yep. I got people hitting me up nonstop. People that I've known for a while. They're like, it's emotions. They're emotionally triggered and screeching at me, and I'm just like, do you even hear yourself what you're saying to me?
I don't.
You don't, you know, and I'll try to calmly talk to them. Like, okay, this is what led me to think these things, and the reason I think this, and can we chat? Boom, no longer friends. Can't even contact them anymore. It's like, all right, I guess that's the way it is. It's like, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
What do you got, Lydia?
So I think it really gives you a leg up to have thought through everything that you think.
Yep.
And I think it's a huge advantage because they don't.
Yeah,
that's
you're
why
absolutely right.
when you ask them, why do you think this? They're like, well, I saw a headline once somewhere. And you're like, well, I actually read the article and it says the opposite of what you're arguing.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's worse than that. They go, here's the article that proves you wrong. And I go, okay, let me dive into that. Sure, I want to be proven wrong.
Right, sure.
I love it. I want the other side of things. Read it. It doesn't show me anything.
Yeah, it
but
says the
your
opposite.
opinion, okay, so, and I show that to them, and then they don't like that.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.